When tech sales rep and actor Chris Newcomer wants to chow down in Fishtown, he heads to Sulimay's.
So I'm Monica Lynn Chase. I am a waitress at Sulimay's, but retired. So basically, I just help Chad train now and help out. I grew up in this neighborhood. I used to come here when it was Gerard Restaurant and also Sulimay's. The building's from 1973, and I was born in 1973, so when people say, hey, you know, how old is this building? I'm like, it's as old as me. I come with the building. 10, 15 years ago, it was old world Irish neighborhood, straight up. You came here for the news. Like, you came here and got like a pancake, and my grandfather would get like coffee and toast, and he would just talk to everybody, and you'd find out not just the gossip, but the actual news. The neighborhood changed, gentrified. It took 15 years, but it's pretty much a whole new neighborhood now. The owner makes literally everything from scratch. At 3 a.m., he comes down and he renders off 50 pounds of bacon. He saves all the fat, and then he makes 4 or 5 dozen biscuits every single day with the bacon fat. The corned beef hash is a side of brisket with Kensinger beer, local beer. He makes his own gravy. He makes his own sausage. Like, every single thing is either farm to table, locally sourced, or in-house made. I appreciate Chad's attitude and the preservation of what it actually is, you know. He didn't gut the place and totally changed the menu. He preserved what was already here. And I think history, especially neighbors and neighborhoods, even with how things are changing, and change is great, you have to preserve that, you know, the old world.
Chris, Sulimay's is one of the last bastions of Philly's gritty culture. Why did you pick it?
Well, for that exact reason. You go there and you can feel the years that are part of those walls, part of the people who work there. And I used to live right around the corner from Sulimay's, and so I would go there pretty often. And it just, you know what you're going to get there, which is just really good, well-made diner food. And then it has like a twist to it too. Like they've got some great things like their whitefish scrapple, which is a very unique kind of thing. They just do it right. You're getting that old school Philly, like, all right, come in, sit down, here's your food, we're going for it kind of thing.
And what's one of your go-tos?
I get the Port Richmond scramble, which is really good. I think it's like the scrambled eggs with cheddar, and then also I never say this right, but the kielbasa from that local place, Swersh's. Yeah. It's really good. Actually, this last time I went just yesterday. My friend got the French toast. He couldn't finish it because the portions were so huge, as we've been saying, and so great. And so I got to try some of that. And I'm not normally like a sweets person for breakfast, but I was glad that I did it. It was so good. I mean, the toast itself was so thick, and it was covered in great maple syrup, and then a lot of fresh fruit.
Ooh, Stephanie, your daughter got something sweet. What was it, the pancakes with chocolate chips?
She did, yes, the chocolate chip pancakes. So yeah, she loved them, and she's got a very discriminating palate. So the fact that she liked these chocolate chip pancakes says a lot. But yeah, I agree. Like, there was a good mix of the savory and the sweet kind of, you know, breakfast items that's typical for a diner, but they do them with like a Fishtown, you know, attitude.
Twist.
Yeah, with the Fishtown attitude, you had the Bensington?
Yes, the eggs, which I love. Anytime that the Fishtown, Port Richmond, Kensington hybrid of name, I love that.
Kensington.
So whoever came up with that name,
Port Fishington. Yeah.
So the eggs Bensington were very good. The portions, well, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but they were really big. It was like, you know, thick toast, the scrapple, and you know, the egg, and it was just prepared perfectly. So it was I would eat that again when I go back for sure.
To touch on the portions point, I got the biscuits and gravy, and I don't think I'm allowed to say this on the air, but let's just say when the plate came out, I was not expecting it to be so big, so an expletive was uttered at the time. But yeah, it was awesome. I took like over half of it like home. It was so good.
Dig a little deeper into these biscuits and gravy. Like, describe the biscuits for me.
The biscuits were perfect. I feel like it's hard to get a perfect biscuit because like these were huge, so you kind of expect them maybe to be like a little dry or like a little, you know. No, these were great. They were huge. They were moist on the inside. One of them they were very kind. They know what the people want. One of them was absolutely slathered in gravy, and the other one wasn't. So you could just enjoy the biscuit.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
Yeah. So that was great.
We touched a little bit on the whitefish scrapple, and scrapple is such a tradition here in Philadelphia, but the whitefish is like definitely an interesting twist.
My husband ordered that, and I was glad that he did, because we tend to share plates when we go out anyway. But so we saw this so unique. It's scrapple made of whitefish, and
Right.
and you don't know. You're like, all right, sure, I'll be adventurous. It was great. Like, it wasn't overly fishy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they make this whitefish scrapple, but I highly recommend for something that you're not going to find probably anywhere else.
Snigdha, did you sit at the bar or did you get a seat in a booth?
No, my fiance and I, we sat in a booth, and I love booths. God, every time I go to a diner, I'm like, please let me get a booth. So that was great.
Instead of a coffee, you got like the hot chocolate?
Yes, I got a hot chocolate.
That's so nice. That's so sweet.
Coffee doesn't agree with me, so I always go for hot chocolate.
Well, this was like kind of souped up. This was like...
Yeah. Our server was so sweet. She's like, I was like, can I please get a hot chocolate? And she said, yeah. Do you want whipped cream on that? And I was like, yeah, sure. It's like, do you want chocolate syrup on that? And I was like, yes, sure, please.
Like a sundae?
Loaded. I'm like, why not? So she
great.
brought it out, and there's just like this pile of whipped cream and chocolate sauce. I'm like, oh my god, this like if I wasn't reminded of Kansas before, I was right then. And it was so good. Like, the best part of a hot chocolate like that is when like the whipped cream like melts into the hot chocolate. It was perfect. It was like really cold and rainy that morning, so it was just like, it was perfect. Chef's kiss, no notes.
Stephanie, what did you think of the prices?
Very affordable. You're not going to leave there hungry. You'll probably have something you can maybe bring home, and so for the price, yeah, can't be beat, I would say.
Chris, what are some other tips for first-timers?
If you're going to have a party of more than 4, maybe get there a little earlier, because seating-wise, it gets pretty packed on the weekend. So it's good to get in there and get your name in. So that, and they're great about that. We had a party of 5, and they came out and they let us know how long the wait would be. We got to wait outside, so it worked out just fine.
Sulimay's is your pick. Sum it up for us.
Sulimay's is a great spot to come and have an authentic, delicious breakfast meal with every bit of Philly charisma that one would hope for.
And Stephanie, what are your final thoughts?
I would say Sulimay's is a down-home diner experience with a Fishtown flair.
And Snigdha, what is the big takeaway?
Sulimay's is just fantastic, classic diner style, but still extremely Philly feeling.
Try out Sulimay's for yourself, located at 632 East Girard Avenue in Fishtown, 215-423-1773. Reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $15.